The sound of shattering glass pierced the hum of lunchtime. Chatter the diner froze, a wine bottle rolled across the black and white tiled floor, spilling a slow stream of red that spread like blood in the center of it all. A woman in a light blue dress knelt, trembling, one hand clutching her pregnant belly, the other trying to shield her face. Above her, a man stood with a black leather belt coiled in his hand like a serpent. His expensive watch gleamed under the chrome lights, a cruel reflection of power turned into violence. The man was Victor Hale. A billionaire CEO. Hale, a billionaire CEO whose face often graced business magazines, a man the world admired for his empire, but the woman at his feet knew the monster behind the smile. If you believe that kindness, courage, and standing up for what's right can still change the world, please take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Kindness Story. Every small act of helps stories like this reach hearts that need to hear them. Her name was Elena. The rain fell hard against the glass windows of the Whitestone mansion, the kind of home that screamed wealth but whispered loneliness. Inside, a storm was raging, far worse than the one outside. Sophia Whitestone, wife of one of America's most powerful CEOs, stumbled backward, clutching her stomach. Her husband, Victor Whitestone, a man known to the world as charming, generous, and visionary, had just lost his temper again. And this time, he didn't care who heard. But no one would stop him. Not the guards. Not the maids. Not even the driver who had worked there for 20 years. Everyone feared him, his money, his power, his reach. Do you understand what happens when you defy me? Victor's voice thundered. You'll have nothing, Sophia. Nothing. Her trembling hand brushed over her belly, the child she had promised to protect at any cost. But tonight, she had nowhere to run. And then, fate intervened. Outside the estate gates, 3 men on roaring Harley-Davidsons pulled up under the pounding rain. They weren't there for Victor. They weren't even supposed to stop. But one of them, Jake Bear Lawson, a veteran, a biker, and a man who'd seen too many people hurt, noticed something unusual, a woman's scream carried by the wind. He pulled off his helmet, his brow furrowing. Did you hear that? He said to his brothers.
The second biker, Danny, nodded. Sounded like someone in trouble. Without hesitation, they parked their bikes and stormed toward the gate. The guards tried to stop them, but Jake's voice was steady, calm, and commanding.
Move. Now. Something in his tone made them obey. Inside, Victor had just raised his hand again when the doors burst open. Rain-soaked and furious, Jake stepped in. Hey! He barked. That's enough. Victor turned, stunned that anyone had dared interrupt him. Who the hell are you? Jake didn't flinch. Someone who doesn't stand by while a man hits a woman. Especially not a pregnant one. For a tense moment, the room was silent except for the ticking of the antique clock on the wall. The maids stood frozen. Even Sophia stared in disbelief. No one had ever spoken to Victor like that. Victor sneered. You think you can walk in here and... Before he could finish, Danny and the third biker stepped forward. Their presence alone was enough to shift the energy in the room. These weren't corporate men who could be bought or intimidated. They were soldiers of life's rough roads, men who understood pain and respect. Jake looked at Sophia gently. Ma'am, are you okay? She could barely nod. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, Please, I just want to leave. Jake turned back to Victor. Then she's leaving. Now. Victor lunged forward, but Jake's hand shot out, gripping his wrist midair, not violently, but firmly, with controlled strength. You ever touch her again, Jake said low and steady, you'll answer to more than just me.
That moment, that small act of courage, broke the invisible chain that had kept everyone silent. The guards stepped forward, not to help Victor, but to open the doors for Sophia. As the bikers escorted her out into the rain, Sophia looked back one last time. For the first time in years, she felt free.
Months later, on a bright spring morning, a woman in a simple white dress walked into a small-town diner. Her belly was now gone, replaced by a sleeping baby in her arms. She spotted Jake and his biker friends at a corner booth. Mind if I join you? She asked softly. Jake looked up, smiled, and motioned to the seat. You're always welcome here, ma'am. She placed a framed photo on the table, A picture of her holding her newborn daughter beside a modest little house. "We're safe now," she said. "Because of you."
Danny chuckled. "Nah, because you had the courage to walk away."
Sophia's eyes filled with gratitude. "Still, I want to thank you. I've donated Victor's company shares to a foundation for women who need help getting out. It's called the Second Chance Project." Jake leaned back, nodding with quiet pride. "That's the best kind of revenge, turning pain into purpose." The baby stirred, letting out a soft cry. Jake smiled and offered his finger for the infant to hold. "Hey there, little one," he said softly. "Welcome to a world that's gonna treat you better than it treated your mama." Outside, the same rain that once felt like sorrow now washed the streets clean, glistening under the sun. Because sometimes, all it takes is one act of courage, one stranger who decides to care, to change the course of a life forever. And that day, when the bikers walked into the mansion, they didn't just stop a beating. They stopped a cycle. And helped a woman, and her child, find their freedom.